Watching a lecture series recently by Dr. Jordan Peterson, a trained and very experienced psychologist, he was asked by an audience member whether we're supposed to try to help somebody who seems to never be able to get ahead or keep up in life. The answer that Jordan Peterson gave him really blew my mind. Keep watching, and I'll share with you what that answer was, how it applies to us professionally, and how Jesus himself taught something that exemplified the same mindset. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. I post 2 videos a week, so please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can be reminded when I do. Please also consider becoming a member at Motivationeer.com. Your membership really supports this channel. Thank you. This is what Dr. Peterson said when he was asked whether we should try to help people who are chronically falling short. This is paraphrased, but I'm going to read it so I get it kind of close. If life isn't what it could be and they're suffering, this should be enough evidence to show them that they don't know enough and that something they are doing is wrong, or that they've made choices based on insufficient information. He's saying if life evidence isn't enough to tell somebody that they are doing something wrong and should probably own it and change it, then us stepping in and trying to help them see it is really not going to make much of a difference. I have found this to be true professionally of employees. If an employee is not being all that they could be and they're suffering in their job, in their role is just miserable, this is enough evidence to let them know that they are making choices that have led them to this situation, that it is on them. There's enough evidence to see that for them. And yet, I have worked with employees, perhaps you have as well, that just refuse to look at the feedback that they're getting from all around them and owning the situation. And I'm saying as a manager, there's really nothing we can do about this. But that doesn't keep us from trying. A global staffing firm named Robert Half conducted a very large survey across, I think it was 20 of the largest companies in the US, 2,200 something leaders that they interviewed to find out how much time these leaders were spending on underperforming employees. The number was 26%. That is a lot of wasted time on people who don't want to get it, really. If employees are not willing to hear it, they won't be willing to own it, which means they won't be willing to change it. This is why it's so important as leaders in the marketplace to not spend our time on employees who just aren't willing to improve their performance. Instead, we want to focus all of our time on the all-stars that work for us. Sound a little harsh? I believe Jesus exemplified this same mindset, and we can see evidence of it in Matthew chapter 8, verse 22. This is a situation where an actual disciple, it says, came to Jesus and pretty much said, "Hey, I'll follow you or keep following you, but first let me bury my father." To which Jesus replied in Matthew 8:22, "Follow me and allow the dead to bury their own dead." Basically, Jesus was calling the man out on the fact that he really wasn't truly committed. So Jesus chose to focus his time on those who were. Now, quick caveat, I'm not saying as leaders that we do not want to be sympathetic and caring, supportive and helpful to people, our employees that are going through some tragic life consequence or debilitating illness. No, we are supposed to be doing that. That is the right thing to do. We're called to do that. I'm talking about employees who are perfectly healthy and well, and things just never seem to go their way. The evidence is there for them to say, okay, man, I gotta own this. Things are just not going right. What can I do better? How can I get better at doing this? Who can I go to? What resources can I get? How can I start taking in the evidence that's telling me it's time for me to make a change? Those are the employees that we want to focus our time on. Unfortunately, many employees do just enough to get by, which reminds me of the story of the door-to-door salesperson. He came up to the next house to give his pitch, and he found the homeowner sitting on the front porch in a rocking chair with his faithful dog laying next to him. So the salesperson began the pitch, and as he was talking about his product, the dog kept moaning a little bit. It was really throwing the salesperson off. Every time he tried to get into a groove, the dog would kind of moan a little bit more. So finally, in frustration, the salesperson said, "What's going on with your dog? Why is your dog moaning like that?" To which the homeowner replied, "He's laying on a nail." So the salesperson said, naturally, "Why doesn't he get off the nail?" And the homeowner said, "It just doesn't hurt that much." This is very true of employees who really aren't getting ahead, and the pain that they're experiencing isn't enough to get them to do more, to get better, so they just live with it. Let's let them live with it, and let's us focus on employees who are really wanting to sprint, to get ahead, to thrive in their role. And ultimately what happens is a rising tide will raise all ships. We'll get the entire department becoming a high-performing team, and then those employees that really don't want to keep up, they will fall behind, and you can let them go. It's not cold or uncaring, it just shows that this role is not the right role for them, or the company isn't the right company for them. So we can help them move on. Remember, if an employee doesn't want the help, it's not going to do any good for us to try and help them. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.